The airstrike defences bolstered by American and British.
Tensions in the region continue unabated and are escalating. According to numerous reports, Israel initiated an expected retaliatory attack against Iran on Friday morning. Israeli missiles struck at least one area in Iran, and Iranian state media warned citizens about explosions heard in the central part of the Islamic Republic. The city of Isfahan, which hosts Iran's Natanz nuclear research facility and a major air base, appears to be a primary target for Israel. Information also suggests that Israeli jets are preparing for a second target. On Friday, as reported by U.S. media, the Syrian government and an observer stated that Israeli attacks targeted positions of the Syrian army in the south of the country.
According to sources, Israel conducted an attack on Iranian territory on Friday. This was the latest exchange of barbs between the two bitter enemies whose long-running covert warfare has come to light and threatened to escalate tensions in the area. Although explosions were reported by Iranian media, an Iranian official informed Reuters that air defense systems were to blame. According to state media, 3 drones were shot down over the Iranian capital of Isfahan early on Friday. Neither the military nor the government of Israel said anything. A senior Iranian official told Reuters that Iran has no immediate plans to retaliate, and state media initially responded to the incident in a muted manner. Days after Iran launched an unprecedented attack on Israel with a barrage of drones and missiles. A source familiar with the issue told Reuters that the United States was notified before to Israel's attack. Those were shot down in most cases, following the most recent wave of violence that was triggered by the airstrike that was claimed on Israel on April 1st on the Iranian embassy compound in Damascus. Washington and other international powers had put pressure on Israel to either refrain from responding or to guarantee that any additional retaliation was restricted in order to prevent a wider conflict. The attack took place in the context of Iran's backing for the militant Palestinian organization Hamas, whose attack into Israel on October 7 set off Israel's invasion of Gaza. The senior Iranian official questioned Israel's involvement. There is no proof that the incident originated abroad. Under condition of anonymity, the Iranian official stated, "We have not received any external attack, and the discussion leans more towards infiltration than attack." Iran's response was muted. Israel was not mentioned in the majority of official statements or press stories, and state television featured experts and analysts who seemed contemptuous of the scale. Many drones launched by infiltrators from inside Iran were shot down by Isfahan's air defenses, an analyst informed state TV. 3 drones were spotted in the sky over Isfahan shortly after midnight. These drones in the sky were eliminated by the air defense system, according to Iranian official television. State TV cited senior army commander Shavosh Myhandust as claiming that a suspicious object had been hit by air defense systems. Prior to Friday's attack, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi had issued a warning to Israel, stating that Tehran will respond to any attack on its land with a severe response. On Thursday, Iran informed the UN Security Council that Israel must be compelled to stop any further military adventurism against our interests, while the Secretary General of the UN issued a dire warning that the Middle East was in a moment. In Asia trade, safe haven currencies, gold and crude oil surged, while shares and bond rates fell. Concerns about potential disruptions to Middle East supply caused Brent futures to rise as much as 4.2 before retreating slightly. U.S. stock futures were 1 lower, and MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific. Equities fell 2 after plunging as much as 2.6 earlier. Nuclear sites unharmed. Iranian reports were confirmed by the International Atomic Energy Agency, which stated that Iran's nuclear sites were unharmed in the purported Israeli strike. Although Tehran claims that its nuclear program is benign, the West thinks it is intended to develop weapons. Isfahan province is home to Iran's main uranium enrichment facility, the Natanz nuclear complex. According to Flightradar 24, Iran blocked aircraft from its western airspace for a few hours following the incident and closed its airports in Tehran, Shiraz, and Isfahan. Airports and airspace were reopened around 45 GMT. Travel outside of Jerusalem, Greater Tel Aviv, and Beersheba was prohibited for U.S. government employees by the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem out of an abundance of caution. The embassy alerted us nationals to the continuing need for caution and increased personal security awareness, as security incidents often take place without warning, in a statement posted on its website. After Hamas Islamists attacked Israel on October 7, killing 1,200 people, according to Israeli counts, Israel launched its assault on Gaza. The Gazan Health Ministry reports that over 33,000 Palestinians have died in Gaza as a result of Israel's military onslaught. There are concerns that the Gaza crisis could turn into a larger regional confrontation as a result of forces backed by Iran declaring their support for the Palestinians and launching strikes from Lebanon, Yemen, and Iraq. Israel's retaliatory attack was ridiculed by Iran's tightly controlled state media on Friday, with an Israeli minister seeming to acknowledge that only a few drones had been captured and no significant damage had been done. Since Iran launched an unprecedented direct attack on Israel last week, world capitals have been on edge. President Joe Biden is among those urging with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to respond by attacking Iran directly. Late on Thursday, as allegations surfaced that Israel had defied the White House's urgent caution and launched an attack on Israeli territory. The country's rolling news stations went into breathless global conflict mode. According to the New York Times, sources in Iran indicated that a military aviation base close to Isfahan in central Iran had been bombed. Israeli and Iranian officials had acknowledged Israel's military reaction. Authorities were cited by CNN and other media outlets as stating that Israel had launched a military operation inside Iran. Global officials feared that this worst-case situation could escalate to a full-scale regional conflict. Shortly afterward, a prominent commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards asserted that, in response to Israeli threats, Iran would even re-evaluate its peaceful nuclear doctrine. Additionally, Iran's foreign minister made an appearance on CNN to make a terrifying threat on possible Israeli reprisals. The next response from us will be immediate and at a maximum level in case the Israeli regime embarks on adventurism again and takes action against the interests of Iran, declared Hossein Amir Abdollahian. That was not at all what happened next, as news of the Israeli attacks made headlines across the globe. An incredible episode aired on Press TV, which supports the Iranian regime, in which correspondent Jisoo Misha Ahmadi completely disregarded Israel's counterattack. I would suggest our viewers check social media reports from locals there, who are actually making fun of all the commotion that was made by Israeli media about a possible attack, the speaker stated, adding that it would make them laugh out loud. Although Ahmadi acknowledged that Iran is on high alert and shot down many drones that were about to enter Iranian airspace, she insisted that this was the only threat facing the country. Everything is as it should be, she stated, and the weekend is being enjoyed by everyone. Additionally, Press TV uploaded a video on X that appeared to show an Isfahan traffic roundabout where daily activities were carried on. The city is calm and peaceful. Isfahan, an Iranian city, appears to have a calm mood as people go about their daily lives, even in light of the recent explosions that were reported close by.
The Syrian Defense Ministry stated the Israeli enemy carried out an attack using missiles targeting our air defense facilities in the southern region, causing material damage. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a war monitor, reported that Israel targeted an army radar position in Daraa province in the south, which had detected Israeli aircraft entering Syrian airspace. Iran has encouraged proxy forces like Hezbollah to attack Israel but has avoided direct involvement, giving Tehran a plausible measure of deniability. Similarly, Israel has conducted a covert war against Iran and particularly its nuclear program, the comparable level of plausible deniability. The attack on Saturday involving over 300 drones and missiles clearly originated from Iran. This incident marks a crossing of lines and opens a new chapter in the Iran-Israel conflict. On the other side, Iran continues to provoke Israel by using Hezbollah as a pawn in Lebanon.